Alrighty, guys. Good evening. Good. Yeah. Good. Well. Good evening, Slane. Good evening, guys. Second. Oh, geez. So we watched a video from 2-Bit Da Vinci, and apparently he's jumping on my nuts because I didn't credit him good enough. Even though, like, I don't go full screen on videos, I don't try to block out the person in the video or anything like that. I generally don't talk shit about the person in the video for the most part when we're watching YouTube. Bill left a comment, which he definitely doesn't fucking watch my channel, and I don't even know if it's him. It's probably his fucking agency or some shit like that. So it's probably not even the guy. It's not even the guy that runs the channel, or not runs the channel. It's the caster for the channel. I guess is his agency or whatever saw it, because I'm pretty sure YouTube tells you whenever anyone sees your content in someone else's videos, and then they are like, oh, okay. This is someone you use your content, and you know you can select what you want to do. Like certain content on YouTube you can trim out, like it'll actually tell you that you can't use it and you can trim it out. Good shit. Which you can. By the way, it says content, he can do whatever the fuck he wants with it. One second, guys. I don't mind. If people don't want me to have their content in my stream, then I'll just remove it. Like, it gives me the option and just trim it out. But I highly doubt that he actually watched my channel and watched the video. Like, watched me watch his video. Probably posts the same thing. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's an agency. Probably just posts the same thing to everything. Maybe it's actually the guy? Kinda doubt it. guy has like a couple million subscribers. I doubt that he goes around from channel to channel. I hired people to do that. The got going on here tonight, guys? Let's see. um... If you're curious what's going on, shit and stuff and things, guys, everything just taking more time than it should. As always, just takes time. Everything takes time, lots and lots of time. Good. Alright, let's see what's going on in the tubes tonight, guys, here. I think it's hot on the heels where everyone wants to fry casters for watching their content now on YouTube. That's the thing to do, is to fuck with content creators. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is not actually...
Hey, I'm Ricky, and this is Tuba Da Vinci.
He actually has 570. I thought he had a couple million. Yeah. Usually just like, it didn't even tell me that it flagged him. Let's see, which video is this? It tells you that it, ludicrous kill. It's been flagged. Oh, did you already take down my video? Oh no, there it is. It has no copyright restrictions at all. It doesn't even tell me that I used someone else's clip. So possibly didn't actually flag it through YouTube. I mean, I guess. Like, I don't know what he expects here. Watched a clip from, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Credit added, guys. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he expects me to do. If that's actually the guy, I don't think it's the guy. I think that's an agency or whoever he has set up to manage his channel. Yeah, that just fucking did that because they're bored. There you go. Maybe when I have millions of viewers, someone will watch it and go, oh my god! Because we didn't actually... Every time I watch a video on my channel, guys, unless it's a cinematic, every time I watch the video on my channel, I don't full screen it, so you can see the channel name, you can see the banner, you can see stuff, and I generally scroll through their comments and I look at the username and I read more stuff. That's like better than any sort of credit I could literally type into the fucking box. And I don't think people are watching, like, they're gonna watch my channel because his content was in there that I watched. Like, the referral isn't really there either. Like, I don't, yeah, you got me for the, you know, the 10 or so viewers I get on my channel. Yeah. Let's see how many views that video had. Let's take a peek here. So normally what happens is you get flagged, and depending on what kind of flag it is, you can use the content. It'll sometimes just take your monetization away, so you can't monetize it, or it'll give the monetization to the person, which I actually don't care. If you want to take the monetization from that segment of video, go right ahead. It's 12 views. That's what? Oh, 100% likes though. Look at that, 100% likes. 1 of 1. Yeah. But I think I'm pretty, like, if you watch the video, like, I'm pretty, like, I didn't shit talk him either. I'm pretty on top of, like, being kind of egalitarian as far as, hey, look, there's a channel that I'm watching and you can see the channel name at the bottom of the screen because I didn't full screen the video, which I could. And putting aside the fact that he's in the video, on top of it, we're watching a video of him that shows him. Yeah, I don't know what else you're looking for there. That's not really there. Credit given. You got an @ in my video. In my description. Like, yeah, like the ban, there's no banner that says this is this guy's YouTube channel, because you can literally see it at the top of the screen in the address bar. You can see it below the screen where it shows his picture, the name of him, and the little read more thing. Like, that's like better. It's literally better than me putting up a bar at the top of the screen, because it's like literally right there. You can see everything about the channel that I'm watching. But I guess it's not good enough for some, so like I said, I don't think that's actually the guy. I don't think that's the 2-bit Da Vinci guy. I think that's his manager. That's just bored, and he's trying to earn his keep. So, whatever. Good for him. Now he has an ad in my video. In my description of my video. Let's take a peek, guys. And I'm pretty sure we've watched a video of him before, too. So, and by the way, since it's not actually flagged on YouTube, my guess is it's a third-party content system that told him that I've used his video. I don't think it's YouTube. I think it's another video that did it, another system that did it, which I don't know what it is. I've seen that from other content creators too. Yeah, like I don't know what else you want there. Like, I don't have monetization rights. I don't make a shitload of money. You can't really milk a rock, so yeah. All right. And like I said, if people don't want you to use their content, they can literally just put it in the, like, YouTube system, and it flags you, and then you have to trim it out so it can't actually be in your video, which I'm not against, actually. But people generally want that. The downside, like, what they don't tell you is they actually like that you use their content, because then more people see their content that otherwise wouldn't have seen their content in the first place. And that means they get more views. It's basically advertising. They get more views. It goes around the globe more and more and more, even though they'll shit talk you on social media, because why are you doing that? Especially now with the writer's strike, right? Everyone's supposed to get their piece of the pie sort of shit. I have no pie to give, so yeah. And if they don't want you to use it, they'll flag it and then you trim it out. And I think I've only had one video that actually got, I think it was a troll, but I got like an actual DMCA request. It was like a no-name channel with like 100,000 subscribers or something like that. Like, absolutely no one. I think it was about a homeless guy in New York City or some shit like that. And basically I just had to delete the video, but it is actually like a legitimate thing. But YouTube doesn't verify any of this, mind you. YouTube does not verify DMCA claims, so someone can fake DMCA your videos, and you have to respond to it in a legitimate manner, which is fucking weird, but it doesn't actually need to come from the actual channel itself. Like, they don't put it through the channel. It's through, like, a legal system at YouTube, and they really need to have ways of protecting creators, but they don't. And it's not just me, it's other people, too, because people don't actually need to be lawyers to do that shit. As it turns out, they can literally just make a nice formally written letter, and YouTube takes it seriously. Weird shit. Anyways, let's see what's going on in the tubes here tonight, guys. Take a look at a tube video, and I'm actually curious about the LK99. There's updates on it. I believe another university has confirmed it. The Witcher is a disaster. Yes, it is. It's pretty bad. And it's nothing to do with Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill's still in it, and it's just not good. The writers just shit all over it. It was fucking bad. Let's take a look at a Project Farm. I do love Project Farm.
It seems like there's at least one dull drill bit in every set. So the question is, why not just buy a drill bit sharpener instead of replacing the entire set? We got a bunch of different sharpeners to test today, so let's see
depending on how good they are, just buy a fucking different set. Jesus Christ.
The fastest. Then we'll see which of the sharpened drill bits drills through half-inch mild steel the fastest. Finally, we'll see which drill bit sharpener makes the most durable sharpened drill bit. At a price of $9, the least expensive drill bit sharpener is made by Dapin.
Yeah, I think that's like fallout from like the XQC thing where XQC watched someone's video and they got pissed off about it. And they took it to social media.
High-quality ABS plastic. It did not come with a set of instructions, but it seems pretty self-explanatory. The Dapin is made in China. Tool weight is sometimes an indicator of tool quality, and the Dapin weighs 82 grams. Let's compare the drill bit
actually oftentimes nowadays, because they can make stuff cheaper just by
I purchased 18 new drill bits at the same time and used the same process to drill the drill bits that are being used in the review. I'll use a drill press that has a wheel attached to the lever arms. With 25 pounds of weight on the wheel, that works out to be about 175 pounds of downward force on the twist drill bit. Let's start off with a new drill bit and we'll see how long it takes to drill through half-inch mild steel. According to the drill press's drilling speed chart, we should set the 3/8" drill bit speed to 600 to 650 RPM. And
I think this is really kind of up in the air, like what you're supposed to use for speed-wise, depending on which tool you're using, which tool manufacturer is doing it, and then you probably just find all sorts of answers all over Quora.
Drilling into concrete, and they experienced a lot of damage. After being dulled, let's see how the drill bit performs. With 175 pounds of downward force, the drill bit is very dull and it's not making any progress. Let's place the drill in a jig for stability. I'll use a marker on the twist drill bit so we can see where the sharpener has gone to work. I'll place the drill bit into the largest guide. I'll go ahead and slide the drill bit into the sharpening stone.
That looks like a good way to fuck up your fingers.
The drill bit in a stationary position during the process. I'll go ahead and rotate the drill bit.
So, even though the tip is dull, these little flutes they're pretty sharp edges on them, and they definitely can fuck with your fingers. Like if it starts turning the drill bit, I don't think it can. Maybe it could. It could catch the edge on it, and it might take away some of your skin.
And right just a little to sharpen the entire drill bit cutting lip and to remove some of the flank. And it took very close to 3 minutes to sharpen the bit. And the drill bit sharpener did remove all of the marker from the tip of the drill bit, and the cutting edge looks sharp. However, the overall bit tip geometry just doesn't look right. So let's see how long it takes for the drill bit that's been sharpened by the Dapin. And the Dapin started off strong but quickly ran out of steam and stopped making progress at around 17 seconds. And the drill bit's geometry was definitely a big problem, and it didn't hold up. There's a lot of damage to the drill bit. At a price of $28, is this multi-sharp model 2001. It claims it can sharpen many different types
might
of
want
drill
to spend a
bits.
couple more dollars.
Drill bit size is 3 to 13 millimeters. Works with 118 to 135 degree drill bits. To use the multi-sharp, you will have to use a drill. And a multi-sharp 2001 is made in London, England. The multi-sharp 2001 weighs 238 grams. Secure the sharpener to a flat surface while it's in use. Hold the carriage above the left-hand edge of the grinding bed. Hook it under the rear rail and then press it forwards until the catch clicks into position over the front rail. Slide it to the right until it reaches the stop. Hold the turret holder until the molded molded high-speed steel marking faces the drill. Push the supporting legs into the high-speed steel slots on the carriage until they click into position. Flip the drill setter down to touch the grinding wheel. Hold it lightly in position against the grinding wheel and slide the carriage to the left until it clicks into position. Select the collet that fits the drill bit. The larger collet is the proper size for the 3/8 bit. Tilt the current holder to the right, resetting it on the upright part of the carriage. Insert the bit into the drill turret. Then turn the nut until the bit is loose fit and centered in the collet. Insert the turret into the holder without the bit in it with either rib fitted into the slot. Push down fully. Now insert the bit into the turret and push it down firmly to contact the drill setter and the wheel. Twist the bit counterclockwise.
Kind of weird. Like thinking about that, guys, like it's like the watching videos on YouTube. It reminds me a lot of like the content creators. Not that everyone's doing this, mind you, but the YouTubers. Like their take on it reminds me of the same take the MPAA had when they were talking about people pirating movies in the early 2000s. Because obviously people are going to watch it, or it's lost revenue, right? I think it's a little bit different in the case of YouTube too. Compared to like a motion picture where you have people that would legitimately, or pirating music, right? Pirating music was the big one. Legitimately would actually go and watch the movie in the theater. Because you would say, that's lost ad revenue, right? Like you could look at it from a monetary perspective and go, oh, it's lost ad revenue. Because instead of having 2,000 people watch the video, instead you are having one person watch the video, right? Or 3,000 people, depends on how many people they actually are watching them. But at the same time, you aren't guaranteeing that those people would even have saw or know about your channel in the first place if they weren't on the other person's stream. Which is why it's a give and take thing, and why people generally in the past haven't tried to like shit talk streamers for watching their content, like it being a lowball thing. Mainly because it gives them more visibility to everyone that might not have even seen the channel in the first place. Because everyone's likes on YouTube, I have my tube section doesn't look like everyone else's tube section. People have all sorts of shit on their tube section, but mine's like more gaming focused, tech focused, and engineering. I guess you could say there's some firearms in here too. But it's not the same thing as everyone's channel, and drastically increases your viewership. So it's kind of like give and take. You could go, you might have lost some ad revenue, but at the same time, you might have also had people that never would have saw your channel in the first place, depending on the kind of content it is.
Drop down into position. Press the bit down towards the wheel and turn it clockwise until the stop
Like I
is
said, I'm
felt.
pretty sure
Hold
that's
the
not
bit
actually
in
the
this
guy,
position
though.
with
That's
one hand and tighten the nut with the other.
manager
Remove
or
the
someone
turret
that's
from the holder
watching,
and check that the drill bit cutting edges are parallel with the turret
looking at
nose
the-
index
whatever the
marks.
DMCA
When the
system's
alignment is
catching.
correct, slide the carriage to the right and flip the setter up. Replace the turret in the bit in the holder so one of the ribs fits down into the wide slot marked HSS with the bit fully over the left-hand wheel. Switch on the drill. Pressing the red cam on the drill turret against the upright part of the carriage.
This is
slowly
complicated
and
as
evenly
fuck.
rotate the turret from one end of the slot to the other end about 10 times. Continue until you hear that the sharpening is stopped. Remove the turret and turn it 180 degrees and repeat the process. When the drill is in use, run the drill at full speed but no more than 3,000 RPM in a clockwise direction. And the Multi-Sharp 2001 is a lot faster, sharpening the bit in very close
Looks
to
like
a
it's-
minute. And the drill bit looks very
like,
sharp, and the
for the
overall
madness,
geometry
though,
looks a lot
yeah.
better than the drill bit sharpened by
Like, it
the
actually
bait
kinda
bit.
did
And
a
the
good
very
job.
affordable Multi-Sharp 2001 is making very quick work of the half-inch mild steel. 16.6 seconds is only 1/10 of a second slower than the new bit. And the Multi-Sharp 2001 makes a pretty clean cut. A close look under the microscope and the leading edge experienced a small amount of wear and tear. At a price of $35 is this Trooper brand. 3 to 13 millimeters or 1/8 or
Nice.
1/2 inch. Works with 118-degree drill bits. It claims to have a powerful 100-watt electric motor. The Trooper is made in China.
I'm pretty
and
sure
the
most
Trooper weighs
gamers don't actually watch
1,122
Project
grams. Turn the knob counterclockwise towards the down direction. To set
Yeah,
the
what is
stone
this
in the
guy
lower
doing? Like, I'm
position.
on
Insert the
Kick
bit
right
into the
now,
hole
in between the
corresponding to
boob
its
streamers,
diameter.
and you're like,
Inside
yeah,
the
this
hole,
guy's
there are
watching
two
how to
guides so
sharpen
that the
drill
cutting
bits,
edge of the
or
bit is aligned with
drill
the
bit
edge of the
sharpener
stone.
reviews.
Slightly rotate the drill bit inside the hole until it fits or drops down into the guide. Power up the sharpener. Once the sharpener
Completely
has reached
different
maximum
demographic.
RPM, turn the knob clockwise while holding the bit until you hear a
But if
grinding
you actually
sound.
use drill
Hold the bit
bits
firmly
because
while
you
making
have a drill,
contact with the stone for
and
about
makes
10
sense.
seconds.
Although
Remove
most
the
people are
bit
probably
and
not
turn
going to
it
use drill bits long enough
180
to
degrees. Insert the
dull
bit
them
again for 10
or
more
need a drill
seconds to
sharpener.
sharpen the second edge. And it's taken a total of very close to 25 seconds to sharpen both sides of the bit. A close look under the microscope, and there's more work that needs to be done. And the sharpener just isn't working nearly as fast as the Multi-Sharp. And the Trooper needed another minute and a half to grind away all the damaged area
Looks
from the drill bit.
complicated,
All
though.
of the damaged material has been removed, and the drill bit looks nice and sharp. And the Trooper is shredding the half-inch mild steel, and large chips are accumulating quickly. And the Trooper is a lot faster than the new drill bit in the Multi-Sharp 2001 at only 9.5 seconds.
Ooh.
And the Trooper cuts fast, but doesn't make as clean of a cut as the Multi-Sharp. And the leading edge of the drill bit seems to have held up a little bit better than the Multi-Sharp, but there's a small amount of damage. At a price of $40, is this Lemming electric drill bit sharpener. Sharpens twist drill bits sizes 3 to 12 millimeters. The marketing material says that it's equipped with humanized console. It claims to be easy to operate. The Lemming is made in China, and the Lemming weighs 1,028 grams. Fully lower the grinding stone by turning the rotary switch counterclockwise until it stops rotating. Insert the drill bit into the appropriate drill guide. Turn the twist drill bit clockwise until you notice that the drill bit is engaged. Power up the drill bit sharpener. Turn the rotary knob clockwise until you hear the sharpener grinding the drill bit. I'll go ahead and sharpen one side for about 10 seconds. Slightly pull the twist drill bit up and turn it 180 degrees horizontally and insert it again to make contact with the grinding stone. Repeat the process until both cutting edges are sharp. After a minute and a half of sharpening the drill bit with the Lemming, there's still some damaged material that needs to be removed. And the Lemming went to work on the drill bit for about another minute. And now the drill bit looks nice and sharp. And the Lemming drill bit sharpened twist drill is making very quick work of the half-inch mild steel. So 12.55 seconds is good enough to move into second place behind the Trooper. And the Lemming bit became stuck as it was breaking through. And the Lemming drill bit sharpener definitely makes a lot smoother cut than the Trooper. At a price of $40 or just $1 more,
Looked like that just kind of fucked up though. You skipped over the commentary for that.
3 to 13 millimeters. The motor is rated for 96 watts or 1,350 RPM. One sharpener with 3 different sharpening attachments. 3 attachments include a drill bit sharpener, the chisel and plane sharpener, and then the knife and scissor sharpener. The Lemming is made in China, and the Lemming multi-purpose sharpener weighs 1,004 grams. Slide the high-speed drill sharpener attachment onto the power unit. Remove the clamp from the clamp holder and insert the drill bit. Rotate the drill bit clockwise and tighten the clamp just a little so that the drill bit can still move freely. Place the clamp containing the drill bit into the setting slot. Use the grooves in the side to lower it in correctly. Move the drill bit forward and up so that it lays in the V-guide and touches the metal end stop. Turn the drill bit until the V-guide fully drops over it. All 4 drill bit corners should now be touching the V-guide sides. Ensure that the drill and holder are fully down in the setting slot. With the drill bit in this position, tighten the clamp ring in the clockwise direction. Lift up the V-guide and remove the clamp and drill bit. Transfer the clamp and drill bit into the clamp holder. Power up the sharpener. Move the clamp from side to side as indicated by the arrow on the sharpener. Remove the drill bit and clamp and turn over. Move the clamp from side to side as indicated by the arrow on the sharpener. After about 45 seconds, the Lemming multifunctional sharpener is doing a great job, but there's a lot more work to be done. After very close to another minute of sharpening the drill bit, the Lemming is making a lot of progress. However, there's still a small amount of damage to the leading edge of the
Boot
flutes.
streamers
I'll go
and
ahead
casino streamers.
reposition the twist drill bit in the holder just to make sure the proper bit tip geometry is maintained. And the Lemming needed about another 40 seconds for a total actual sharpening time of almost 2.5 minutes to finish the sharpening process. And the overall geometry in the leading edge of the flutes looks nice and sharp. Just like the Lemming drill bit sharpener, the Lemming multifunctional sharper is making very quick progress drilling through the
Looks like
steel.
most of these
And the
actually do a
Lemming
pretty good job.
multifunctional sharper is almost as fast as the Lemming drill bit sharpener at 12.9 seconds. And the holes formed by both the Lemming sharpening systems look almost identical. And the drill bit held up very well with a very small amount of visible wear. At a price of $50 is this Goodman brand. It claims to have a 70-watt motor.
Good.
Sharpens drill bit sizes 1/8 to 25/64, so 3 to 10 millimeters. The Goodman is made in China. The Goodman weighs 936 grams. Fully lower the sharpening stone as far as it'll go. To do this, turn the rotary dial counterclockwise. Insert the drill bit into the smallest suitable drill guide on the drill sharpener. Power up the sharpener. Turn the rotary dial clockwise until you hear a grinding noise. Turn the drill bit under slight pressure loosely and quickly to and fro between left and right stops about 10 times. Pull the drill bit out and turn it 180 degrees and insert it until it meets the sharpening stone. Repeat this process until both cutting edges on the drill are sharp. And the Goodsman seems to be a lot slower than the Trooper and the Lemming sharpeners. Even after almost a minute, there's a lot more work that needs to be done. And I continued to sharpen the drill bit for just over a total of 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And the drill bit now looks ready for action. And the Goodsman may take a while to sharpen the drill bit, but once it's sharpened, it works very fast. And the Goodsman bit is finished in only 9.7 seconds, which is only 0.2 of a second slower than the Trooper. And the Goodsman cuts fast, but the hole isn't as smooth as some of the other brands. There is a small chip in the leading edge of the drill bit. At a price of $150 is this Drill Doctor 750X. For high-speed steel, masonry, carbide, cobalt, and tin-coated drill bits. Angles 115 to 140 degrees. It sharpens very small drill bits at 3/30 seconds all the way up to 3/4 inch. It's even designed to make split-point drill bits. The Drill Doctor is made in USA. And the Drill Doctor is the heaviest yet at 1,392 grams. Insert the drill bit into the chuck and close the jaws just to the point where the drill bit slides in and out. Insert one of the alignment guides on the chuck into the 118-degree notch on the alignment port. Press the alignment port down so that it opens the bit clamp arm. Now release the alignment button, releasing the clamp arms. Adjust the bit position. Turning it inwards will result in taking less metal. Backing it out will make a more aggressive cut. Since the drill bit is badly damaged, I'll twist it all the way out for a more aggressive cut. Check to make sure that the bit is held in place correctly. The clamp arm should be holding the drill bit at the narrow spot. If it's not, turn the bit slightly until it falls into the flutes. Lightly tighten the chuck. Hold onto the chuck and tighten the chuck knob until it's snug. This little window shows the drilling angle, and now you're ready to sharpen the drill bit. Keep the chuck in contact with the cam pin at all times as you sharpen. Only light pressure is required. You'll hear a grinding noise as you complete each half turn and each side of the bit faces ground. The sharpening port will rock as you rotate the chuck. Continue this process until you no longer hear a grinding noise. And the drill doctor is done doctoring the drill bit in 30 seconds, and the drill bit looks nice and sharp. And the drill doctor sharpened the bit at 118 degrees and it's not cutting nearly as fast as the trooper or the goodsman. However, the drill doctor is still faster than a new bit at 14.7 seconds. And the hole left by the drill doctor is smoother than most of the other brands. And the leading edge of the drill doctor sharpened bit is still in very good condition. At a price of $350, the most expensive sharpening system we'll be testing is made by Priasan. Sharpens drill bit sizes 3 to 13 millimeters. Sharpens twist tool bits from 100 to 135 degrees. It's also an end mill sharpener with 11 collets. They claim the electric motor spins at 4,800 RPM. The Priasan is made in China, and a Priasan is more than 5 times as heavy as a competition at 8,146
Oh my
grams.
god.
Determine the size of the drill bit and select the proper collet and collet chuck. Place the collet in the collet chuck by approaching with a 45-degree angle and tighten the chuck slightly. Insert the drill bit into the collet chuck and tighten the collet nut slightly. Aligning the drill bit. Reset the scale ring. Turn the scale clockwise all the way and then turn counterclockwise to the width of the bit.
Guess there's a bit of science behind actually sharpening drill bits, guys. Almost every single one of these seems to have a complicated system for
clockwise as far as it'll go and tighten the chuck. Turn the chuck set counterclockwise slightly and remove
sharpening the
chuck
bits.
set.
It makes
The
me
drill
wonder
bit
if the
weld
ones
should be
that don't have
parallel to the chuck. Power
a
up the
complicated
sharpener.
system
Place
actually
the
have like a
chuck set
weird
into the
bit
point
inside,
and the
which probably
grinding
wears
port.
down
Insert
faster.
the drill bit gently into the grinding port
Because
until
obviously
it
the
reaches
wear's not going to be the same on all these
grinding
wheels.
wheel. Grind the drill bit by moving it
So
clockwise and counterclockwise until the grinding sound disappears. Repeat the process for the other side of the drill bit. And the Priasan did not move enough material on the first attempt, so I had to repeat the setup and sharpening process twice. However, the Priasan is very fast at removing material and sharpen the drill bit in only 24 seconds. And the Priasan sharpened drill bit looks very good under the microscope, but the twist drill just isn't cutting very quickly. And the Priasan is finished in 19 seconds and needed about twice as much time as the Trooper. However, the Priasan made the smoothest hole and the drill bit still looks very sharp with no visible damage or wear and tear. Let's go ahead and convert a brand new 118 degree drill bit into a split point 135 degree using the drill doctor first. To form the 135 degree properly, we need to insert the alignment guide one mark to the right of the 118 degree mark. And the rest of the process for positioning the drill bit within the chuck is the same as before. Let's go ahead and change the drilling angle to 135 degrees. Now that we reshaped the drill bit tip, let's cut the relief to form a split point. We'll go ahead and align the mark on the chuck with the mark on the sharpener and press the chuck inward. Let's rotate the chuck 180 degrees to form the other side of the bit. Forming the split point added about a minute to the sharpening process. So let's see if it's worth the extra effort. And the drill doctor's 135 degree split point is cutting through the half-inch steel like a hot knife through butter. And 7.9 seconds is the fastest time yet. Very impressive. And the hole looks just as smooth as the drill doctor's 118 degree drill bit. And the drill doctor's 135 degree split point held up very well. Let's go
it's really good at removing material, better at removing material.
The first step in the process is the same as before. I'll adjust the point angle port to 135 degrees. And the Priasan only removes a small amount of metal from the drill bit at once. So I had to reposition the drill bit a couple of times within the chuck to finally grind enough material away to form a 135 degree tip. I found that cutting the relief adds about 30 seconds to the process, which is about twice as fast as the drill doctor. And the drill bit looks very impressive, but will it cut quickly? And forming a split point with the Priasan seems to be very well worth the extra 30 seconds of effort. And the Priasan is
normally you just buy a it's so cheap as well. Within reason, he actually had a video on bits.
The drill doctor and the other brands. And the drill bit is still in very good condition, not including the time it takes.
But for most people, you just buy the shit from Menards or Harbor Freight, depending where you live.
It's almost as fast at 30 seconds. Adding a split point to the Priasan adds about 30 seconds to the sharpening process. So if it's all about drilling speed, the 135 degree sharpened drill doctor bit is the fastest at 7.9 seconds.
I would buy something like this. I think even if you do construction, like general construction, you just buy
When it comes
bits.
to sharp objects, sharpness durability is a huge factor. So let's go ahead and test the drill bits one more time to see how they held up, beginning with the Multi-Sharp 2001. We'll skip the Dapin since it gave up on the first attempt. And the Multi-Sharp 2001 drilled the first hole in 16.6 seconds, and it lost a little ground this time at 17.8. And the Trooper was the fastest 118 degree sharpened drill bit in the first hole at 9.5 seconds. And the Trooper sharpened bit needs 21% longer to drill the hole this time in 11.5 seconds. And the Lemming drill bit sharpener performed well in the first hole at 12.55 seconds. And it lost just over 2 seconds of speed this time at 14.6. The Lemming multifunctional sharper made the first hole in 12.9 seconds. It finished the second hole this time in 14.7. And a Goodsman made a very fast cut drilling the first hole in only 9.7 seconds. However, it took almost 30% longer on the second hole at 12.6 seconds. And the Drill Doctor bit that was sharpened to 118 degrees drilled the first hole in only 14.7 seconds. And the second hole took around 17% more time at 17.2 seconds. And the 118-degree Priasan sharpened drill bit made the first hole in 19 seconds and performed almost as well this time at 19.7. And the bit sharpened to 135 degrees with a split point by the Drill Doctor made the first hole in only 7.9 seconds. And the Drill Doctor is actually 0.2 of a second faster this time at 7.7 seconds. Very impressive. And the
Very impressive.
135-degree split point drilled the first hole in 13.4 seconds, and it too is also faster this time at 12.4. On the second hole, the split point 135-degree Drill Doctor sharpened bit is still the fastest at 7.7 seconds. The Trooper is still second at 11.5.
Annular cutter. We watched it before. Really weird cutters. I didn't even know they existed.
Another way to look
A
at
very
performance
specific
is to
use,
compare drill bit
which
durability
I
and
don't
loss of
actually remember off the top of my head.
Priasan and Drill Doctor 135-degree
As
bits were
opposed
actually
to
faster
woodchuck, I
making
think
the
they're
second hole than
I think they work better than woodchucks. What are they called? Wood bits. Name. Spade bits. They work better than spade bits, but they're more expensive. Guys, these are spade bits.
in the first. Looking at just 118
Annular
degree
bits.
bits,
That's
the
something very,
Priasan
very
slowed
specific.
by only 3.7% on the second hole, and the multi-sharp slowed by only 7.2%. So which sharpener is the best? The sharpeners are organized from least expensive to most expensive. Considering just drill bit sharpening performance, the Drill Doctor came out on top with the 135 degree split point. The Drill Doctor 135 degree
He's a
split
trooper.
point also demonstrated excellent durability on the second hole. As far as
Performance
drill bit
loss.
size, it offers the most range up to 3/4 of an inch. However, at $150, the Drill Doctor is very expensive, and some of the less expensive options will perform very well. Some of the sharpeners are multifunctional sharpeners, so hopefully you'll find this chart helpful. A big thank you to everyone that requested a review on drill bit sharpeners, and hopefully you found this review helpful. Speaking
I
of that,
mean,
all the videos in this
it
channel
was a
are
thing.
viewer suggested, so if you have a video idea, I hope you'll take time to leave a comment. Thanks so much for watching. Please take care, and I look forward to next time.
Good. Well, now we know about drill bit sharpeners, guys. There's an idea I was going to suggest to him. Recently, I was looking at stuff. Is power cords? No. There's somewhere, guys. I don't remember. Pretty decent video, though. The durability test, you'd assume they'd be the same, pretty much, but it depending on the quality of the sharpen in the first place. The quality of the sharpen in the first place, obviously, is going to wear down faster or slower. So, have a Drill Doctor. He sharpens his own bits. It was something I was fucking working on. Like, I think it was tonight or yesterday. No, off the top of my head. Fuck. It's there somewhere. Oh! Critical Drinker. Let's take a look at a Critical Drinker. Oh. Was it Elemental or whatever? The new Pixar film? Had like a ginormous budget and made like none of it back.
No, you don't.
I don't think it's particularly... I don't know if I'm going to agree with him on this one about... movies being too expensive. I think budgets are warranted, depending on what's actually happening in the film, but not all the
to tell
time.
you that modern Hollywood has got itself some problems. Whether it's ongoing strike action, declining artistic creativity, an over-reliance on remakes and tired genres that are past their peak, or a general aversion to doing anything particularly new or inventive. And to be fair, I've covered a lot of these
Pretty
problems
much.
in previous installments of this series. But one of the biggest overriding factors in all of this
as
is
humanity moves on,
financial
guys,
one.
originality
Put simply,
disappears.
Movies are too damn expensive these days. The production budgets for mainstream Hollywood films have been steadily rising since
You'd have
the
to compare this to
1990s,
inflation.
But the process has accelerated out of control over the past few years. In fact, out of the 100 most expensive movies ever released, 66 of them were made in the past 10 years. But drinker, you intoxicated bastion of common sense in a world gone mad, I hear you say. Why is this a bad thing? If studios want to spend more money on their films, why not let them get on with it? Well, the thing is, this kind of approach to filmmaking creates problems. The kind of problems that cause a ripple effect through the entire industry, ultimately undermining the quality of the films that we get to watch. The first and most obvious of these problems is an economic one. As I explained during my Indiana Jones video, once you factor in promotional costs and distributors' fees, the average movie needs to make about 3 times its production budget just to break even. That's hard enough even for relatively
That depend a
small
lot on
movies,
its ticket
but
sales.
it becomes infinitely more difficult for films at the top end of the scale. Because if your movie happens to be one of the growing number that cost more than $300 million to make, then you're looking at close to $1 billion just to start turning a profit. Even now, there's not many films capable of reaching that milestone. Which brings me along to another problem, the cost of failure. See, the financial losses incurred by the studio begin to rise exponentially.
So he's going to make an argument about the studio does not want to take risk because of the budget that they're going to lose.
$300 million flop is absolutely disastrous. And the inevitable result of massive amounts of money being at stake is that studios tend
Then
to
causes
seek out
stagnation.
safety, predictability, and proven track records.
Same thing happened in video games, guys. Probably over the last 2 decades, decade and a half, where they go for tried and true formulas, basically COD. The entire, there is a, the late 90s, there was a giant push for codification is what I called it. Basically, every video game in existence just tried to become COD at the end of the not 90s, end of the O's. Everything tried to become COD. Everything was codified because COD was basically the big breadwinner. It's what was making a shitload of money, so then everyone tried to do it too because they could convince the CEO to actually give them money to do something if it's relating to a tried track record. Where you could get money for something that actually has a profitability chart where you can look at it and see how much money they put in, how much money they got back, and then limit the risk and semi-guarantee a certain amount of return. That's absolute bullshit, mind you. There's a lot of games that tried to copy COD, like Medal of Honor. And yes, Medal of Honor just fucking failed horribly, absolutely horribly. It very, very much depends on what game you're talking about. Battlefield tried to do it for a long time and still is kind of doing it and didn't really do it very well either. Where they tried to copy the formula and they just couldn't get it down because they aren't the same game. They aren't doing the same thing and they don't appeal to the same people.
Budget effects heavy
Even if they tried to.
franchises, or big budget effects heavy remakes of classic films from previous decades. Spot the common factor here? There seems to be a real mentality in Hollywood now that bigger and louder somehow equals better, and the result is an endless competition to produce the most visually stunning pieces of cinema possible. But the problem is that the more you focus on the visuals of your film, the more you tend to neglect everything else around it. These days there's an over-reliance on
I disagree.
spectacle and
I think writing is separate. This is like where you talk about with video game development where people are like, oh, if they're working on maps, they could have spent hours, working on the back end, or if they're working on models, then they could have spent more time, coding something that needed to be done. Different parts of the movie aren't always interchangeable with each other. So if you have someone that's working on the visuals, that doesn't necessarily mean that the writing is going to suffer, or other parts of the movie will suffer, because there's people that generally have dedicated jobs that do different things. So I wouldn't necessarily agree with this either.
To draw audiences in, and it ends up becoming a crutch for bad writing and lack of creativity.
That's beside the point. There's just a lot of really bad writing nowadays. Like Witcher 3.
Complex storyline. Jesus, if you can even remember a single thing that actually happened in that movie, I'll be impressed.
Whaling scene? I mean, come on. They had the PETA whaling bit where they're like killing and milking the whales for like their brain juice. I mean, that was pretty memorable. And then the integration with the water avatars was another part that I remember. There's a couple, like the visuals definitely, like it's pretty good. They were pretty good, and like I'd say there's memorable parts of Avatar.
What you end up with instead are a series of beautiful but ultimately empty and meaningless tech demos that keep you momentarily distracted.
Avatar, I thought was a good movie. It was a good jaunt.
They stimulate your eyes, but not your brain, and the more it happens,
Like Transformers, what he's described is like what happens with Transformers. There aren't really Transformer movies anymore. They didn't really Michael Bay the way they used to.
Studio interference. I've
Eye
lost
candy.
track of the number of films that have been derailed and ruined because the studio started to get jittery about the filmmaker's creative vision and decided to stick their oar in with endless test screenings, last-minute rewrites, and mandatory reshoots to produce something more commercially viable. Again, it's a nice idea in theory, but the problem is that studio executives aren't storytellers, they're money men, and the decisions they make tend to be driven by whatever they think will generate the most money. Narrative cohesion and creative integrity don't tend to factor into their thinking, because all that really matters is keeping the shareholders happy.
It is eye candy. It was a good action movie.
Filmmakers' creative vision, but they also push the film's production budget even higher, making it even more difficult to turn up profits. So what do you do when movies cost a shit ton of money to make and your confidence in new projects is at an all-time low? Well, you resurrect dusty old franchises with inbuilt fan bases and strong name recognition and hope that it'll somehow translate into financial success. Why do you think we've seen so many new Star Trek, Star Wars, Terminator,
Star Trek they tried to revive, and new Trek, like Strange New Worlds isn't so bad, and Picard, the last season of Picard was pretty good. Was like Discovery, and even Strange New Worlds, like they had the first episode, they had this weird mansplaining scene out of nowhere. It was just completely random, like a guy had to work on a council, and Hura was, the black chick, was working at her council, and he had to take down her council, which doesn't even make sense. And they got into this weird argument where it seemed like he was talking down to her because of her sex, just out of nowhere, even though he had to work on the council. It was so fucking awkward. Really, 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 really awkward. And she's like, no, I can't do this because I have to wait for a transmission that might come in. And he's like, oh, can't you set up a second line? He's like, no, there's no way. We don't have time to set up a second line. And then he's like, oh, no way. I'm not going to let you do this. And then an emergency transmission came in, and he was like, oh, I guess I'll run away now. Yeah, obviously, because writers can do whatever the fuck they want. It is so fucking weird, out of place, out of ordinary in Star Trek in general. And then the second episode where it was like a black lawyer chick was putting basically the Federation on trial for being like an empire. It was really weird. It was really, 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 really weird. It didn't remind me of Star Trek at all. But then after that point, it got better. So I guess you have to check those boxes so everyone's happy, because otherwise people are gonna feel like they didn't have their say, and you gotta make this really awkward scene that does not fit the series at all, just so a writer is just going to go back to writing normal stuff.
Indiana Jones and Ghostbusters movies in recent years.
Also, this video is really loud, which is why we're at like 40% volume.
It's because all of those things have been big hits at some point in the past, and so logically, if you can shit out a lazy cash grab remake or unnecessary sequel, then it'll be equally successful, right?
Wrong.
The top 10 movies so far this year, 7
Barbie.
of them are either sequels or remakes of older
Barbie is
films.
this fucking weird film, guys. It is not a kid's movie, but I am sure a decent amount of their sales was generated from parents taking their kids to it. You can say whatever you want. The most popular rebuttal of that I've seen is it's PG-13, therefore it's not for kids. And you're like, dude, did you grow up? You know how often your parents pay attention to ratings? Furthermore, it's PG-13. It's not R. R is the big one, right? It's PG-13. PG-13 means someone swore, or maybe someone's in a bathing suit. It's not really like what does PG-13 entail? PG-13 ratings. It has nothing to do with political message. You could have a rated G film for general audience, and it could have an absolutely political satire through the whole thing. That has nothing to do with politics in any way, shape, or form. Some material may be inappropriate for children under 13. What does it mean? There's actually like guidelines for it. Thematic material involving sexual abuse, some strong language, and brief or partial nudity. I swear I've never seen partial nudity in a PG-13 film ever. Someone would have to like pull a random film out of their ass for that one. I swear I've never seen random like boobers. Yeah, in a PG-13 film. No, like that immediately, like nudity, like immediately puts it at R. Brief partial nudity. I swear I've never seen that PG-13. What was Starship Troopers? That's R, right? I think it's rated R. It's R. Yeah, like PG-13 rating, and the only thing, yeah, no, like someone thinks they're swearing in it. That's basically it. It's just swearing, and that's it. I don't think there really isn't a fine line in the U.S. between R movies and the rest of the ratings. You have G, you have PG, PG-13. They're all kind of combined. It doesn't matter that one is 13 and one is PG on it. They're all literally combined, and then you have R. And there's PG and PG-13, and I really don't think they mean anything different to parents. G is like absolutely for like your toddlers, and then R is obviously for adults, right? And the most popular opinion I've heard about Barbie is it's PG-13, therefore it's not for kids because it's rated that way. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Yeah. And it's really weird because I'm pretty sure it attracted a younger audience, but then people started watching it, and like it's like it appeals to the younger feminine crowd, mainly feminist crowds, and then they take all their boyfriends, they take them in tow to it, which don't really know what they're watching. A lot of it's not about empowering women, it's about ripping down men. And you don't really figure this out until you start talking about the Kens in the film, which the Kens are second-class citizens in the film. Yeah. And it's kind of disheartening when you like the rebuttal to this I've heard online is it's an allegory. So the Kens are actually women in real life. The problem with that is the Kens in Barbie have no redeeming qualities. They are not intelligent. They don't really have any shits. They're loafers. Basically, the Barbies do everything. They're loafers. They have no skills. And, like, they're just derps. That's it. They're jokes. And that would mean women in real life are jokes if they're following the allegory. So it's not women. And like it just kind of shows how much they fucked it up because people are actually seeing the Kens as being repressed and then immediately thinking it's women, but it can't be women because that would mean the directors are actually calling women in real life worthless, and that can't be true. The directors, writers were calling women in real life worthless, so that's reading too much into it. But if you look at it, the Kens are basically second-class citizens, and that's the way Barbie's supposed to be. Like Ken actually initiates a coup. He initiates a coup at the end of the movie, and of course it fails horribly. And like they don't actually look at why he might have instituted a coup in the first place, but instead the fact that basically he's an unintelligent himbo. All the Kens are the same. Very, very, very weird. And like there's a really strong political message. If you actually look at the film, there's an extremely strong political message to it. And there's a lot of people I don't think are seeing that, and or they think just making fun of guys is funny. You can't make fun of women, but you can make fun of men because obviously men are. Misandry doesn't exist. I've met people that don't even know there's a word for hating men, which is misandry, which is weird because misogyny is hating women, right? Yeah, because feminists don't care. They don't care if you hate guys because that's not what they're about. I don't know. Yeah, like this is a weird thing. I think people are still trying to figure out what's going on here. Mattel is contemplating making this into a series of movies too. I don't blame them actually with how much money this made. But I think a lot of this has to do with people thinking that misandry or hating guys is actually permissible when you wouldn't do the opposite, right? You have a film that's entirely about empowering women, but then you just shit all over guys. Yeah. But a lot of people don't see it that way. They just think Ken's being made fun of constantly and having no redeemable qualities is hilarious because guys are that way, right? I don't know. This is a weird one. This is really, really weird one. I didn't expect it to make nearly as much money as it did. Yeah, I thought people would be more intelligent when they thought about like actually confronted the movie, and I haven't seen it online. I don't think there's almost no one that has, and it's weird.
Thing is, it didn't
Really,
always
really
used
weird.
to be this way. Go back in time 20 years, and the biggest films of 2003 were Return of the King, Pirates of the Caribbean, Finding Nemo, and Bruce Almighty. Jump back 30 years, and Jurassic Park, The
Hell yeah.
Fugitive, The Firm, Sleepless in Seattle, and Mrs. Doubtfire ruled the box office. I mean, I know which movies I find more worthy of my time. There's also a rather predictable tendency to follow the crowd at the top levels of Hollywood, leeching off winning formulas to replicate the successes of others rather than taking the risk of inventing your own. I know it's become popular
Call of
to
Duty
shit on
movies.
the MCU nowadays, but in its prime, it absolutely
Avengers.
changed the landscape of modern
Did.
blockbuster movies.
I used to
the
love
point
comic
that
book
almost
movies
everyone
all the
adopted
time. They used to be
exact
good.
same style and
That basically
tone.
ended with
Serious,
Avengers.
mature, and thought-provoking storytelling.
Like I said before, guys, the one thing that I like pointing out is the fact how comic book movies went from an absolute joke, which is like the first Batman movies with Mr. Freeze, right? So the early Batman movies, which were just terrible and made for like kids or something, and then they realized kids grew up, and then they reimagined it in early 2000s, late 2000s. They reimagined it and made like an adult genre of superhero comic book movies, and that peaked basically when Avengers 3 came out. Avengers 3 also got really weird. They started doing weird shit in it, like just warping all over the place, time not mattering, you know, like, oh look, all of our forces depleted, then the army comes out of nowhere, and you're just like, oh hey, endgame battle. And then Miss Marvel just like shouldn't have shown up at all, because she was in the other two movies and she did absolutely nothing except try to steal the spotlight from the actual characters that were in the movie. Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff. It started going around. I still enjoyed Avengers, but it was basically where we are now with Marvel. I can't handle comic book movies anymore. They're just bad. Most of them are just bad. They just check the boxes and make fun of a guy, maybe emasculate a guy somewhere or tear him down, and hey, look, we just made a film.
Was out, and snarky, ironic, self-deprecating humor was in. How many movies over the past 10 years can you think of where characters stop every couple of minutes to make another lame attempt at a Joss Whedon joke? It's because everyone wanted their movie to be the next Avengers. The result of all these different factors
Call of
is
Duty.
a kind of creative inertia, a feeling of bland, depressing sameness. You get the sense that most big-budget movies nowadays all rolled off the same assembly line, composed of the same
Made by
basic
AI.
ingredients with only minor alterations. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that we seem to have reached the maximum upward limit of how big and expensive movies can possibly be, beyond
Disagree.
which it becomes impossible.
Budget's gonna inflate till the end of time. It's always gonna increase. Like if you looked at the biggest budgeted film in China was insane. Biggest budgeted movie in China. What was it called? End World or something? It was something absurd, and if you watch it, it's absolutely horrible. It is horrible. They spent a shitload of money on it though. 100 million. Non-English films. Where is it? Maybe it's not China? I mean, it'd still be here, right? A while ago. Wandering Earth. Not showing up there. Not? Oh, it's not. It was only 50 million. That's actually not that big anymore. It's like maybe it was the biggest. No, it wasn't even the biggest at the time because it was 2019. Was it the biggest for me? I'm just misremembering that. Yeah, because Monster Hunter 2 earlier, and it cost more. But they had a shitload of special effects. They spent a boatload of money on it. It's terrible. It's just random shit just happening. Like it just, I watched it. It was.
And maybe it might be time for studios to start backing down a little. Stop risking everything on one mega project that
No,
has
people
to appeal
love
to as
big.
many people
People
as possible,
always love
and start
big.
investing their money in a more diverse range of smaller,
This sounds an awful lot like this might be
cheaper,
projecting where he's trying to make his own movie right now, if you know anything about it. And he's finding out that he can't actually get he can't get budgeted right now.
Without constant interference, where they can afford to take risks.
So he's trying to talk about the little guy.
Without the fear that one single failure could bring down the entire studio. And to be honest, I think we could all benefit from a bit more variety in our summer movie season.
Comic book
Anyway,
movies suck.
that's all
I'm
I've
done
got
with
for
them.
today.
Maybe they'll make a comeback,
away,
guys. I'm willing to keep an open mind, but they're just I'm done with them.
They absolutely ruined them and just turned them into checkbox fests. They just literally just go down a list and that's all they do. And the actors are fucking terrible, and they're also from a checklist. The actors are terrible, directing's terrible, the writing's terrible. Like everyone's there because they're fitting someone's box. They're fitting in someone's box. We watched it already. Actually, I don't know. When was this? I mean, I watched Chernobyl myself. We didn't. I don't think we watched that. It's the old one. I think we started watching Critical Drinker a couple years ago, so might have been older than that. Chernobyl as a miniseries has been, I think it's like 5 years ago, 4 years ago. It's been a while. All right, let's move along, guys. Enough of the Reddits or the tubes. Let's get into the Reddits real quick here. Pile drive through them, and we already took a look at this. Yeah, we'll probably cover the patch notes whenever they release. Why is everyone so mean tonight? Disgruntled people. What is it called? Unrest. Just unrest in general. Stuff in society and the world. Watched the Sojourn animated movie, not really interested in it. It was like a mini documentary, like true grit crime series. Well, I wasn't really into that. It's not something that generally gets people excited to go play Overwatch. It's like, oh my god, Overwatch, look, Sojourn is Batman. Wow. That's pretty much it. It wasn't even, there's a little bit of action with Batman, but it primarily wasn't action with Batman. It was just Batman being confronted by whatever the police officer was from Arkham, and he's like, I gotta take you in, man. I was like, but I don't, do you really need to? Think about all the stuff I do, and you're just like, okay. Harassment in quick play is rampant, yes. And are they gonna point out sexual harassment? There's harassment in general in quick play is rampant. Yes, it is. Unrelated to your gender. People just harass and shit talk the fuck out of everyone. True story. Online are mean. A lot of people online are mean. I don't know, Craig. Oh, I forgot to open up my chat window. Saw that on my streaming PC. I don't know, Craig. I hope not. I think that is... I posted about that on Twitter. I think that is absolutely desperate, if that's true. When you start doing stuff like that, especially in a video game like Overwatch, which is highly stylized, I think it represents desperation. And there's some people that are like, oh, it's not only for the short, but they also have abilities for him. It's starting to look an awful lot like that was a Me Too. So if you guys know anything about Dead by Daylight, which we also cover, Dead by Daylight just added Nicolas Cage to their game, and obviously Keanu Reeves was in Cyberpunk 2077. So like, we're gonna do it too. That's a Me Too. We're gonna do it too. I want to do it too. Me too. Me too. Me too. And so my guess is because they saw the reception to Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight, they're going to be doing it in Overwatch. And I posted about that on social media, and people are like, nah, that's just for a short. It might be, but it looks like literally they saw the reception for Overwatch, and they're getting desperate right now. The reception for Dead by Daylight, and they're getting desperate, which is all the stuff that's going on right now is a lot of it's just knee-jerk. Like, if you talk to a department that's supposed to save your game, what would they tell you to do? And they're basically just checking off boxes of other things that other games have done. And they had their conference, brought all the content creators for a meet and greet so they could wave and make them feel special. And content creators are like, oh my god, I got to see a developer, I worship them, even though they won't say that, but that's basically the way they are. They're like a kid for the most part. The prime example of that is I remember when a game came out. It's probably about 8 years ago, a long time ago. What was it called? It flopped horribly. It was supposed to be a WoW killer. I occasionally talk about it. RimWorld? No, RimWorld's actually a good game. That's the soundtrack we're listening to right now. What was it? It popped up.
WildStar. That's what it is. WildStar. And it's supposed to be the next big thing that's gonna. It like shut down like 2 years after it launched. Oh. I see. Yeah, I remember playing it. I played the beta because everyone was talking about it. Everyone and their mom was talking about it. And it felt like a shitty version of World of Warcraft that was empty. Absolutely terrible. But they had a bunch of community engagement on Twitch. They would take the streamers and go into the game. Like they'd have a little segment where they'd walk around with the streamers and they could play the game for a little bit, and they'd take them from section. Basically, it amounted to the developers pulling the streamer around from point to point to point, basically just using them as advertisement. Streamers were too stupid to realize that they're being used for advertisement because they're kids. And like it just went through basically the list of streamers just doing it and garnered there's a lot of people that played that game on launch. It was fucking bad too. It was terrible. It was absolutely fucking terrible. But it is very popular. The point of this is it's very popular to use streamers and social media to engage people for advertising. And in the case of John Cena and Keanu Reeves and Nicolas Cage, in the case of Keanu Reeves, it didn't really feel that far out. Like, as initially, like, I don't like the idea of actors being in video games, but it happens. Nicolas Cage kind of actually makes sense. For Dead by Daylight, because Dead by Daylight technically actually takes people from the real world and puts them into the games, right? With Overwatch, like, what is John Cena actually a superhero in real life? Is that the takeaway from all this? Is he's actually a real super? Like, he's too close to reality, in which, like, we've seen him already, and as such, like, it adds a preconceived notion of what the world is actually like in, Overwatch. And I don't like it. I think it actually takes away from a good game is when you have stuff like that. But people online are saying no, it's just for video. It's just for he's supposed to be the Enigma, which is just part of like an animated short or something, an animated series. I don't know exactly where he fits in, but he has a move list, and that's kind of weird. And it could just be that it's random, but it feels an awful lot like Enigma was a different character, and they just took that character, popped it out, and then they put John Cena. Because as it turns out, guys, you don't need to design a character around someone for years. You could have a character in development for years, but what you are seeing, John Cena, is a model. That has nothing to do with what they worked on for years. It's just a model, and they can easily just cut and paste the new model. Well, not easily, but they basically cut and paste the new model, and they could have all done that in all of a month, maybe 2 months, and completely replaced whoever Enigma was originally supposed to be with John Cena. Because they can. And like whoever they had as a model for the character probably shelved, and maybe they'll pull it up for another character later on. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's still a possibility John Cena might be in Overwatch, so I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. I hope not, but maybe. And by the way, I don't hate John Cena. I like John Cena. I think he's a good actor. I just don't think it fits Overwatch. DVD Reddits. You guys not seen Alien? Oh my god. Actually, I keep seeing people bring up acid spit in conversation about xenomorph powers. The typical drone xenomorph does not spit acid, it just has acid blood. I recommend that as a familiar creature, go watch the 1979 movie. Yeah, the one kills another one and uses it to melt a box. I'm not talking about the majority of the subreddit. A fair amount of people are just talking about acid spit. Yeah. Okay. I don't think lore accurate Alien needs to be exactly that way. If it's a queen, queens don't do that. Queens just impregnate you through your mouth. Tee. Actually, no. They lay eggs, and the eggs hatch and turn into a face hugger, which then impregnates you through your mouth. They don't actually impregnate you through your mouth. The face huggers do. Are they actually called face huggers, or is that just No, it's a facehugger. Aliens. I thought for a second that might actually be, the whole idea that's just really fucking creepy. Look at that shit. I thought that might actually be Half-Life. Half-Life has facehuggers too. I forgot what they're called. The brain things. The brain hats. Good job, aliens. 30 years later, still fucking rocking it out. 40 years later. Which more do you think we're getting? I hope it's Chestburster. I mean, Aliens was technically a horror movie, but it wasn't. It was like an action horror movie. Like the good horror movies aren't just horror, because horror itself is gimmicky. Like when they just try to do just horror, it's really gimmicky. Horror action movies like Stranger Things are pretty fantastic, but obviously there's more to the series besides just like jump scares. And that's what they get stuck on. It's like porn, and they just get stuck on the formula of trying to jump scare you, and that's super cliche in my opinion. Battlebit Reddits. You're returning to a 5-star voice actor when they're about to die in video games. Yeah, because it's funny. Thinking about this, guys, I really enjoy playing Battlebit. I'm not sure how much more Battlebit we are going to be playing. We're going to play Battlebit tonight, obviously. I'm not sure exactly how much more Battlebit we're going to be playing, mainly because there's no one watching it. And, like, I like playing it, but no one's watching it, so... I've streamed it for, what, 3 weeks, a month at this point? Alright, let me change categories here, guys. Like, I like Battlebit, I really do. But there's just not really... When you're streaming on gaming websites, guys, that already have a minimal amount of viewers, if you stream in the categories with even less viewers, it makes it even more difficult. Which, first thing I streamed when I swapped off Twitch was Riftbreaker, which no one watches. Love that game. No one watches that. And then we went to Battlebit. And we're definitely going to go back to either Dead by Daylight or Overwatch, one of the two. I don't know exactly which we're going to do just yet. But it will be one of the two. Okay, I gotta clean my coffee cup out, guys, and grab a soda. 1 second. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Maybe Overwatch. Do we get to vote? No. It's not really much to vote on. There's only so many games that actually have people watching them on Kick and YouTube, so. Oh, and also Facebook Live. Yeah, it really just depends. I'm pretty sure I want to go back to Overwatch. Started playing comp, getting my mouse dialed in, play some horrible games. Ripley was a good example of a strong female character. Yeah, you mean her whole existence wasn't designed around ripping guys down? Weird. It's like women can be empowered without actually trying to rip guys apart. It's fucking weird. It's like saying guys are only empowered by whipping women apart. That's kind of a weird take. Oh, I guess. No. Like, you just have... A lot of things in life, guys, you just reverse the correlation. If it doesn't make sense, it probably doesn't make sense in the first place. New map. I don't think we've played this. Oh, my God. I reject. Oh, no. My sound is not coming through my headphones, guys. Yeah, not really. It's basically Dead by Daylight or Overwatch. You might think there's a lot of games to stream. There isn't. You can't. It's obviously has to be something that you enjoy. Somewhat enjoy, and then it has to have people watching it. And there's an in-between there. Like, I don't want to play Counter-Strike. There's certain categories that are just reserved basically for lifers, so people that only play that game, World of Warcraft being one of them. People only play that game, and the only way you'll ever be able to generate people watching you is if you dedicate your life to doing it. Towley, for example, on Twitch. You'll only be able to be successful if you dedicate your life and soul to that game. And I don't want to do that. Like, I like playing other games. We play WoW every time an expansion launches. I played it last time this launched for a month. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Dragonflight is probably one of the expansion packs I played the most for last decade, since Wrath, even. But no one wants to watch that unless you're a lifer. Like, you're there forever. And you gotta do the raids, and you have to have five alts. You have to have every single class unlocked, and you play them all. Rotate through them, you gear them all up, and get all the pets and all the titles and all the stupid... Yeah, it's all the stupid shit. Stuff. Baldur's Gate 3, like, that looks fun. Baldur's Gate 3 looks fun. That's a game that I would play. Are there people really interested in Baldur's Gate? I don't think so. I think there's a lot of streamers that are playing it. Baldur's Gate is a fun game, though. For sure. Oh, is this a multi-isle? I think this is multi-isle. We are not playing multi-isle. Terrible. So using MP7. Ah, I love Tarkov PTSD. And just people hiding in the bushes all the time. Fucking love this shit. Not really. This is the shit that makes you fucking paranoid as fuck. Even though this is an 8-bit game, guys. I have no idea where I'm going. Depending on what they do in the game, it's actually incredibly difficult to see people. Stop moving! I want to blow you up! No, don't follow me! That's nowhere. We're gonna report that guy. This isn't the guy behind me. This is a different guy that was in front of him that literally was running to meet me. There was a guy chasing me from behind, though. Like, the thing is, like, stuff like this, like, bushes like this shit, only, like, helps people that are cheating. Like, this is one of the reasons I don't like stuff like this, is because this shit only helps people that have a wall hack. who can see through the shit super clearly, just like Tarkov. He almost rocketed me. That's what bugs me. Like, it's great and everything from an immersion standpoint and feels engaging, just like with nighttime. The nighttime doesn't work anymore. People die. And they realize it's unfun. They don't know why. They just realize that they're dying a lot to stuff that they can't actually deal with in any way, shape, or form. Like, once again, people don't... They don't understand why they're dying, they just know they're dying over and over and over again. Dude, I shot the same guy that my teammate was shooting, but I didn't see tracers. They just realize they're dying. As I mentioned before, we're going to keep talking over and over and over again, guys. Not over and over, but on occasion. It's important to understand how much cheating hurts video games. Use your game. How about lay me up? There we go. Guy right there. I just got sniped around the corner. That was the guy behind me. Baldur's Gate 3 though actually looks a lot like a lot of fun. Those kinds of games don't really have a big audience though. Oh, that's... Jesus Christ. Okay. I guess I'm alive. That ping. A bit low. You can tell just based on the amount of time it takes people to respond to you. But anyways, immersive stuff like this, like all the fucking clutter, the doodads, people are finding, I'm sure, dozens of ways of trying to turn that shit off. Either through cheats or soft cheats like a configuration file. The same shit. And all of a sudden on their screen, you're just walking through the open. But on my screen, it's still covered with shit. Okay. Alright. On here. I'm like surrounded by bots. Holy shit. Yeah. Maybe C4? Sure. Oh, this map running simulator, it's not as bad as multi. Multi's terrible. There you go. Hey, Meg. That's an enemy. Uh-huh. He was running to my exact position. That feels like a knower. Good for him. Casually knowing? I want to casually know, too. Gonna get shot. Nowhere. Nowhere in APC.
At least it would be. Oh shit.
I don't know if my head's sitting. That was a knower. That's a fucking knower, guys. That's another knower. Yeah, that guy literally just fucking drove up there. He literally just drove up there to try and kill me with that Humvee, like literally behind the wall, because he knew I was sitting there. That's a fucking knower. Like oddly specific. Maybe stream sniping, oddly specific, just driving right up there. The APC also knew I was there. That's after I killed Humvee guy. Oh, okay. Bye. How's he alive? Good question. Very good question. I just blew up the C4 below that guy's feet. Hurt me. Terribly. And he's fine. I actually really, like, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, they're checking our vibe.
Not gonna lie, I actually really kind of want to play Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3. Just... Okay. I have no idea where I'm going. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Another guy. That's Claymore. Oh, he just got dick shot. Oh, nice. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Like that shit, like hiding in that bush isn't something you can do when people can see through bushes or the bushes just aren't even there on their screen. Like, it's cool and everything if you can get it done, but you... Just so many people that just don't have bushes. You have bushes, they don't have bushes. Okay. Anti-cheat is very, very important so you can actually do cool things in your games. I don't think game developers really think about that either. They aren't like, shit. They aren't like, shit, I guess we can't have bushes in our game because cheaters are going to be able to see through them. They just put them in anyways because they're like, that's a cool feature. We're here. New part of the map. Oh. Yeah. Alrighty. Got shot from behind. weapon is that? Got like some cool little houses on the side here too. Oh, okay. I think these were buildings at one point and they're already blown up. Outside their spawn. It is. We're gonna leave. Too close to your spawn, they're just gonna keep endlessly respawning there. Let's go to B. Fuck a Humvee. Right. They don't want to go in there? Fuck me. Sniper. Feels like there isn't that many people in this map. I thought he was turned around. Kind of an interesting map. Definitely a lot more of engagement in here compared to multi-isle. This is a little bit more sparse than some maps, but it's actually doable. Like there's actually battles to be had. This feels like a 64. This feels like 64 versus 64 with 127. In terms of density and amount of people you're running into. That's why I looked and I thought that the server was partially empty. It's not. Actually full. Could also be the cheaters. We had that really weird game at Whackistan yesterday where it timed out. Like literally actually just ran out of people. Or ran out of time. Not tickets, which never happens. Which is probably cheating, but I haven't played this map before, so I don't know. Why am I not laying down? Was it laid down? I believe that's our nowhere from earlier. Can't tell. Could be because the map's new and people don't know where to go. Well, not new. It's new for this amount of people. Oh shit! They're crossing the bridge, guys. They're on the bridge. You're on the bridge! Hold the line! Grenades. Grenades and bridge. Not sure how that guy saw me through the smoke, but I guess. Good. To do suppressors show the directional hit. Ah, 3 points. But there you go. Have a grenade. Lava. I want to C4 that. No. He's a knower. He knows. I should have been outside his FOV. I think he's just turning around. Poor timing. Smell that C4 coming for him. Ah. Ah. Dude, that guy's like right in front of our teammates. Like an entire line of them.
Push boy, dude, push boy, go, go, go!
That's a hot spot. Ah, very therapeutic rain sound, guys. Ah, so now everyone's going clockwise, so we have to go counterclockwise, so we have to go clockwise, or just go across the map. So what's happening right now is probably they're going counterclockwise, and we're going counterclockwise, and you have to meet them up. Nice. Ourselves from that location so they don't remember who I am. Have to protect your identity. Pew, 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 pew. Protect your identity, guys. That's pretty good. I think it's because people are generally confused on where to go. So we didn't do too bad. 8520. Oh yeah? Three same maps. The only map I don't play is night. Well, that's game mode. This is Wine Paradise, isn't this? The town. District. I should say the name like maybe it does on a menu. I haven't played Wine either, so. Good. I need to transfer my tiles over to Kick too, and probably put my some of my emotes on Kick. I've had so much going on in life, guys. I have more stuff coming up too, like in the next week. So I don't really have a shitload of time to do stuff. Why did my gun change at MP7, right? Val sucks my dick. ACR seems like it's actually an SMG. It might even be better than UMP. Actually, the UMP moves faster, doesn't it? 0.08, 1.08. They both move the same speed. Does velocity matter? Not really. $950 and 25 compared to 25 and $700. Seems like it takes an excessive amount of ammo with ACR to kill people. That seems pretty big. They have PTO boats? PTO? One of the two. That's an enemy. Not where he went though.
Fire.
Okay. Bye. What if we were to... Oh, they blew it up. That guy's dead. Wasted half my ammo, and I've only killed one person with it. Grenade. Those are all claymores, and AP mines. I see it. Well, hello there too. You have passed the engagement check. Streamer does check chat. Blow it up. An enemy. That's a doorway. Nothing. I'm getting nothing. I'm like out of sync with reality, guys. What's going on here? Everything is slightly too late. That's an AP mine I just ran past. Look at this guy right there. Did I kill that guy? I did. That's the guy behind him. So this map is kind of like... This reminds me of, what's that big open map with, like, the center C point? Everyone just kind of sticks around C. I'm not really against that. Like, it has a little bit of everything on the side, but then also has, like, a central point that people can go jerk off in. Get all the snipers up there. Haha! All fun and games till I shoot you and kill you with my SMG at long range. That's a sniper. Because I can. No other reason, but I can. And to be perfectly honest, like, they don't even need C to win. Oh, hello. They don't even need C to win. Because they have all the other points on the map. But C is the precious, so obviously you have to get C. Oh, that's friendly. C is the precious. They have, like, almost every other point on the map. Good. Be interested if it was worth more points, but it's not. As far as I know. God, are they actually taking C? Well, you know what that means, guys. Seems an awful lot like we are not running into people. The squad does not have enough points. Fuck, we don't. Ah. Still don't have enough points. Seems an awful lot like we aren't actually running into people. Might actually have to leave C. Would have been fine if I didn't hit the doorway. Let's go somewhere else. I guess C is too... Okay. C is too entrenched and no one's even trying to take it anymore. Okay, well. Nope. Nope. Alright. Goes their helicopter. He's fine. Look at this. He's fine. Careful. They're actually taking C. Our entire team's at C, and they're taking it. Yeah, I don't know. Just like the last map, I think is even more engaging than this is. Changed my mind. People don't even interact with anything other than C. And... God. Then no one meets for a battle. That's unfortunate. That's a knower. Weird. You definitely came around that corner looking for me. These snipers, though. Guess let's go back to C. Could just be people have to get used to the idea of going to C, too. What? Oh, there's a guy down there. Almost got that off. Their entire fucking squad's there. What the fuck is that? Okay. So full? It is. Very big maps. You're definitely gravitating away from smaller sized maps, less grindy. Expected something to move. Okay. Well, we are definitely surrounded from all sides. We're gonna run away. Nowhere. Not the guy below. There's a guy looking at my little fucking window. Good. Alright, let's go to Sin. Bye. What I originally wanted to do was set up a spawn beacon here. It's all too close. How close can I put this? Maybe it's map dependent? Like 50 meters? That's pretty close. Yeah?
Hey, attention all
That's a
units.
knower.
There is a spider in the bathtub. Can we get someone set down to deal with this?
Yeah.
Just burn the whole
I'll be right there.
house down.
He's on his way over from me.
Oh, shoot.
Good. And my spawn beacon.
This is my home.
No.
I can't just burn it down.
There's a spider though. I like that.
You
That's
know,
our only
I
choice.
present
Fucking shit. Whack-a-mole, guys. Got shot from the right side below. I thought it was far enough back where I wouldn't get out. Oh, it. Any day. Alright, game. There's guys behind us in the house. What the fuck? I just got a shitload of armor hits on that guy, and then he one-shots me in the brain. The fuck is that? With a sniper at close quarters. Yeah. God. Thank you for looking down that corridor. I appreciate that. I just got shot around the corner. Good shit. The fuck did my C4 go? What?
Hello? From you Dolphin guy over here? What the fuck are you doing, bro?
You watched me get into this corner, bro. This is your own fault. This is a situation of your making.
Did you Dolphin dive into the
Switch
corner?
to your secondary, bro. Do what I did.
Oh, the building's coming down. Those kind of trying to patrol around their voices because they draw attention, right? And people try to fuck around with them, and you get free kills. Oh my god, that's still alive. That's lovely. That one's coming down too.
Back here.
I have no fucking idea what's going on in here. Get out of here. Another guy in the building. Guy following me? Maybe. Didn't hear him. Yeah, we might have ran in front of someone. Not where we want to be. You're rude. Stop being an enemy. Did I kill him? I did kill him. Is that a cross kill?
I'm saying that because you have a small guy.
That might have been a cross kill. The fuck is that? Up here? Better. Dang! Oh my god, the P90! We did get it. Oh, that was really weird. Extremely weird stutter. I'm pretty sure that's Battle.net. Battle.net really, for some strange fucking reason, occasionally it'll do that throughout the day. We finally can use a P90. 1.05. That's the same run speed as the ACR. That's not where we want to be. They actually have the iconic 50 meg, guys. Like, we could just use ACR instead of this. Maybe it's higher damage, and look at the stats.
Oh, yes, Mike, no.
Speed. Fire rate, damage 28. Fire rate is 8. Seven and high. MP5's set at 29 though. Actually drove them out of the sea? Oh my god. We have the precious, guys. We have the precious. Good. Other objective matters, just the precious. Now we have to figure out where they're coming from. If they don't come for C, and they just go and circle around our objectives. Our spawn beacon? They did. From the looks of it. Did. See. Lots of destructibles. Good. Enemy team, on the other hand, doesn't seem to give a shit about C after they lose it. So we stop paying attention to it. It's still full. Still 127, guys. Fucked off. Okay, the objectives are too far apart for meters.
Fellow squad leaders, if we could get a push on C, please.
Fuck my dick.
Already happening.
On it.
It ain't not happening.
But he commanded it, so it obviously is happening. You see people like that in video games, not usually in like FPSs, but in MOBAs.
Already, I've ordered my squadron to attack.
I've got my squadron ordered to attack C as well.
I'm already setting up a squad beacon. Okay, I have a spawn beacon.
My squad is all smoking weed in the back.
Where's your spawn beacon?
No, we're smoking weed in the back.
Checks out.
Ask you for our location, you sound like a narc.
We're pinned down.
It's like, this is like the
We're pinned down
ACR,
by an
only
APC.
better?
We don't have any engineers.
Dude, you can like get fucking 3 kills? Or you run out of ammo, maybe even more than that, 4 kills. It does a lot of damage, and the make's huge. Because 50, so you have like an extended make, and it's balanced to begin with. You know, I can see why a lot of people use this gun. That's a knower. That guy was looking for me. Here's someone bandaging.
Moving in on C.
I'm at C. I'm at C. I just did that in voice counts. You're all here because I'm here.
What?
The guy in the class project is taking credit for it all.
I mean, that's what the first
Let's go,
guy was
guys.
doing.
We did it. Hey, just be happy we took the objective.
I mean, the guy that's smoking weed is probably alright with me taking credit. So, you know.
Alright, where are we pushing next?
I'm pushing E.
Now they try to take C. Fuck, this takes forever to combine. I think combined speed is based on that sucks. Yeah. Combined speed is based on a combination of your reload speed. Like a multiplication of your reload speed. And red dot. The world is saved. Let's flank the guys pushing C now. It's like when you go full auto for a prolonged period. Oop.
I'm gonna push F now. Yeah.
When you go full auto for a prolonged period of time, like the gun starts
Sounds
getting
good.
janky.
I'm pushing F in an Uber.
Couple guys down there apparently. Doesn't really need anything. Everything's good on it. I guess this means we'll just wait for the.
The
Presser.
tank blew up my Uber.
Tragic.
Yeah. This map is definitely a lot slower. It's not as bad as multi-aisles, but it's still 96 and 33. Oh, this is the cheating guy.
Alright, we're moving up to F right now.
I'm moving back in on E.
We're taking C.
I just ran a man over. I think I might have to call Geico.
Going towards B.
I think we got F all by ourselves, so...
Tank on F. Beware, tank on F.
Going to try to capture C.
Already going to C. Already at C. Sounds like a guy.
My squad's moving in on C.
Nice.
In other news, the IRS has come for my money.
They've taken everything.
Alive. Alright.
Ow!
That's the guy that's cheating. He's 100% using a wall hack.
Oh, GG.
That guy was chasing
All
me down,
squad,
apparently.
we seem to have died.
Aw.
We already reported for wall hack earlier. And yeah. Digit score. I wonder what he's doing. Obviously farming points somehow. And cheater.exe. There's almost no advantage to rezzing in this game because you have to bandage after your res, so like just laying there and then having to go through the whole bandage process is kind of pointless. We voted multi. We do not play multi. Multi is a huge waste of time. I don't think this is revamped. This is still the revamp from like a week or a week and a half ago. Multi sucks. Multi is going from point to point to point. Waste of time. Next game. Never see anyone. There's no primary conflict. Like that map, for instance, was really fucking huge, but at least it had C, so it wasn't too bad. Multi doesn't have a C. Multi is just all the side points, and you just go whoop in a circle. And you never see the enemy. And district, or whatever it's called. What do we have for ping? Probably 90. 71. What's going on with my aim? Oh, we're in MP7 again. More! That's where we needed C4. So I think it's because you switch sides, it switches your gun. I don't know, sometimes it feels like this game like just randomly changes your equipment and shit. App is awful. Disagree. Going to E, or F, excuse me. Guy's moving insanely fucking fast. I know what kind of loadout he has. There's a fucking guy in here. The fuck is that? Well, he is like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, well, I just got reported for a wall hack. So. Got a guy with his pants down.
In the water.
This is like a smaller version of multi-aisles in terms of distance to points. This is all the way across the map. It's still closer than last points in the last map on Wine. Dude, there has to be a better way of dealing with these fucking blue dots. So many fucking bullets, guys, I don't even know when to reload anymore. Do you even need to reload? Like, when do you reload? Ever? Never? Reloading gets you killed, so I guess if you never need to reload, you'd never reload, right?
Floor.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay. Where the fuck did that guy come from? I think he spawned out that guy's asshole when he went behind a box. Very weird. One-sided. 31 and 10. 35 and 7. Guess they're going clockwise around the map. What? There's a guy behind our teammates over there. The fuck is that? That's really weird. Looks like all the enemies are here, or teammates are here, so let's go over here. Yeah. Alrighty. Maybe. Maybe not. You're like right next to stuff. They definitely try to stop you from scaling just up. Yeah. You used to be able to like climb straight up, and now you can't really do that anymore. That also stops you from like scaling stuff that you probably should be able to climb up.
Thank you so much.
They definitely changed that maybe a week ago. Yeah, so they're totally going around the map clockwise. And look at it. Fucking entire squad's there. Alright. Good. Where'd we even die? I don't know where I was on the map. Here? Yeah, they're shooting at me. Fuck. That's the sound of him slamming his mouse on the desk. It's like mouse slammers, I'm pretty sure are screechers. Like they're the Valve version of screechers. Screechers, if you don't know, are fucking kids that screech like hardcore when they die. Like hurts their soul or something.
Oh,
A lot of anger and angst.
No! Spare me! Spare me!
God. Bullets went in my brain. Oh yeah? Oh, well. Luckily we had a teammate behind us, so.
Bro, how? RPG?
I don't know where it got shot from. I didn't see anyone. Could just be laying down there. That was actually meant for another one of the snipers back there, or what?
But depending on button, I'm scared. I'm nervous.
I am too.
Dude, that's fail RP.
There's a guy watching, guys. There is like a certain amount of risk associated with dropping into an area, like where you just don't. Kill the other guy. Okay. Damn it. I'm not even the guy firing! I'm not the guy firing! There's another guy there firing, I was not him. Can't actually cap from up here from the looks of it. Guy just fucking following me through the ground right now. A lot of guys following me around. We aren't spawning back there. There's a lot of knowers. Like there's a bunch of enemies moving around down there, and they're following me around. Rather not spawn over there. Right here. Compensator. Don't even need any of the attachments, guys. Oh my god. How the fuck do you even get out of the water without a landing? Look at that. Ah. He's coming over to me. Maybe he's coming over to his teammate. Die. Let me remember. It seems like drop shotting doesn't work anymore on people. Or the lean bullshit. What? Where the fuck did my bullets go, guys? It's like it shoots down with hipfire. What the fuck is that? Like it shoots under your crosshair, down to the left. Very weird. Well, since we aren't doing anything. you're in the water here, it kind of feels like you can't actually shoot people, but you can. Water, you can't do anything at all. Right? It's a very sporadic, spread out map, though. Like, I can see why some people don't really like this. This isn't as bad as multi, though. Multi's terrible. A random guy behind me? Alright. Just came around the corner, like, literally when I did.
The fuck is so high, bro?
I don't know what was going on.
Good? The old... P4 through wall. Ah. Step 4 to see the name. Dead. That. That. Gotta check them sometimes if they look like slugs. Fuck is he? Holy fucking shit. The fuck is that? That's why I couldn't see him. He's literally right on top of me. Not sure I want to spawn down here. This feels an awful lot like Subway on that one map. It's just a trap. Huh? That's also a trap. Designed to kill you. It definitely, the fucking hipfire on the P90 is weird. I think they do that on purpose. Like shoots, like I'm shooting here and it shoots down here. And I think it like travels down there and diverges from your actual, like, your aim spot on your screen. Now everyone's using a P90 for some reason. Like I said, you do well with a gun, guys, and just everyone starts using it. See everyone just unlocked it today? I kind of doubt it. Maybe.
Medic! Medic right here, please!
Oh my god.
You didn't mention all the guys here, did you? You didn't mention all the guys. You just want me to heal you? You're on the other side. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Pew, 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 pew. Wonderful. Too amazing. 66 and 22, 53 and 13. What the fuck do you think these guys are doing, guys? Like, that map's so big. How the fuck do you see people? And it's full of foliage. So, like, you know, a score isn't necessarily a direct indicator of people cheating, but it is definitely associated. It is adjacent to cheating. Like, the kills here, it has a lot to do with being able to find people to kill them. It doesn't matter how good you are at the game. You have to still find them. And when the map is covered with foliage and this, when it's covered with that, how the fuck do you just see people constantly, even if you're a robot? Like, if you're a robot, as far as your aim goes, you still have to find people to do it. And the only way you can do that is, like, if you have a wall hack or you're doing something cheeky. Like, you found the perfect position to snipe at an objective or some stupid shit like that. I don't know, even sniping, like, people are just gonna hide. Okay. We need to call things here tonight, guys. Unfortunately, definitely getting later and later and later. That's very unfortunate. But I got stuff going on in real life. Still stuff going on in real life. And stuff coming up that's going on in real life, too. And as such, it takes precedence. Because work takes precedence over, well, whatever streaming is for me, so. Alrighty. I think we're going to call things here for this evening, though, guys. We did unlock the P90. The P90 is extremely solid. It's just, there's a lot of guns. It feels like gun escalation where just guns are just better than other guns and just better than other guns and better than other guns. And the P90 feels like it's just better than the assault rifles, so. Alrighty. We're going to call things here for this evening, though, guys. If you are new to the stream, you enjoyed the bullshit, you had the fun, you enjoyed Battlebit, make sure to hit the follow button on your respective platform. I stream to Kick, Facebook, as well as YouTube every day from late night to early morning, GMT minus 6. So about 11 p.m. Central Standard Time to 4 a.m., give or take. It depends on my life, what's happening, etc., etc. The usual, guys. I am out of here for this evening, though, guys. Tomorrow will be more than likely more Battlebits. We might be switching off to a different game, possibly Dead by Daylight again, or Overwatch again, going back to them. As far as streaming goes, Battlebit is not really all that big of a game on basically any of the platforms, and regardless of the amount of people that are playing, there's a lot of people that are playing Battlebit. Regardless of the amount of people playing it, it just seems like people don't know it exists or don't watch the streams that stream it. Yo. Battlebit. Well, maybe it declined a lot? Not really. Average players is still really high. It could just be the late night games are maybe really... Like, this is right now, so... A quarter of the amount of people playing during daytime hours, a third of the amount of people during daytime hours. Still a lot of people playing. People don't really watch it, though. I guess. I'm not sure. There isn't always a... the amount of people playing a game does not always translate to people watching the game. Regardless, that is purely because some games are just more fun to play rather than they are to watch. Counter-Strike being one of them. Baldur's Gate is going to pop and then it's going to fizzle because it's RPG and there's a lot of people that just, unless you're like an indie streamer, I would love to stream Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate's a fun game. Unless you're an indie streamer, like this doesn't appeal to a lot of people. So it's just big streamers that are hopping on it and are gonna fall off right away. And to play Baldur's Gate, it's gonna be like at least a month-long game. So probably the hype's gonna die out probably in a week or so, and there's gonna be no one watching it again, even though I'll be only like a quarter of the way into the game. Oh, you've been here a while, Idowin. Don't give me that. You've been here a while. Apex Legends is inundated with not only cheaters but also Zim users, and I think I'd rather play Overwatch than Apex, to be perfectly honest. Not sure though. Wallpaper Engine, oh my god, Wallpaper Engine, Team Fortress 2, still a lot of people that play this game. Although I'm not necessarily sure they play, just like with Counter-Strike. I think this might be either real money trading bots or people idling. Rust, a lot of people play, you can't stream it. It is a stream sniper haven. Almost no one watches this. Call of Duty. Everyone loves Call of Duty. Not really interested in playing COD. New Warzone, go against entitled Zim users or entitled console users, controller users. Oh my god, the game does half the work for me. I hate when I actually have to aim. I know. War Thunder. Warframe's another one. I think Warframe is a launcher outside of Steam, though. Also an extremely grindy game. But alrighty, guys, we're going to call things here for this evening. As I mentioned, tomorrow will be more of the Battlebits. I think we're going to swap back to Overwatch. I'm not entirely sure. Late night games or competitive games are going to be fucking horrible because there's less and less people playing the game, and it makes queue times just balloon. We'll see, though. We'll see how it goes, guys. Alrighty. I'm out here for this evening, though, guys. Thanks for watching my streams, as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Monday night and Tuesday morning.